Hello everyone and welcome back to Diksha Karnataka YouTube channel. So far in the month of July we have uploaded a KCET strategy video and I hope many of you have already started working on those strategy, but I expect maybe 1% of you that have watched the video actually working on that strategy, and rest of you are still thinking what to do. If should I study for NEET, should I study for KCET, or should I go for JEE mains? But before I get into this, let us have a deep dive and look the difference between JEE mains exam and KCET exam. Okay, so today we are basically going to discuss difference between these two exams, so that you can decide yourself what to do. And if you decide that I want to go for KCET exam over JEE mains, then here we are going to discuss a 16-week comprehensive complete plan that you can follow to achieve a very good rank in KCET exam. But if you are still thinking that okay, KCET exam is still very far away, I should prepare for JEE mains exam now, later on I will see about KCET. It is not so easy. KCET requires a whole year of preparation. So if you are planning for engineering, then you should definitely consider the between KCET and JEE mains. If you have interest in, to become a doctor, then NEET is the only exam that is being done in throughout India, but the number of seats are very less. So maybe KCET will be a backup option for you if you are preparing for NEET exam. But those who are still contemplating between JEE mains exam and KCET exam, let's look into the difference of these two exams one by one. Okay, so if you see total number of seats all across India for government colleges, that is Indian Institute of Information Technology, National Institute of Technology, okay, and GIFTs, okay, so all government funded institutions, so all total number of seats in this is 17,000, that is all India level number of seats, okay. This number excludes the IITs. For IIT you have to not only be clearing JEE mains exam, you have to also clear JEE advanced exam. If you are clearing both exams, then only you will get seats in IIT. And if you are preparing for IIT, obviously you don't need to worry too much about KCET. You focus on your IIT exam. You can click and out of this video. But if you are a normal student who is not very brilliant, who is not very who cannot solve problems at their own, they need some guidance, need some help, then this video is for you, okay. And I know 99% of you that are watching this video are like this, and they you need a help, you need some guidance. For if you need that guidance, then definitely you should continue watching this video. So total number of government seats, I am talking about only government seats in KCET is 62,000, and in this 62,000 there are a lot of seats which are in government colleges in Karnataka. Also there are a lot of subsidized seats in that. Not everything is subsidized, but still a lot of seats are subsidized. And even if it is not subsidized, the total fees is not very high. It is affordable. You can easily afford if you are qualifying for KCET exam. So that is one of the best advantage. And only this is all India level seats. This is only for Karnataka. So now you can see the difference. It is 17,000 only all over India, 62,000, almost 63,000 in entire Karnataka. Okay. Total applicants for JEE mains exam was 14 lakh plus for 2024 exam. Okay. These are all based on 2024 data. The number of seats might increase in next year, so don't worry about that. Seats definitely increasing year on year. It will not decreasing. It is increasing. So you should be you should not worry that number of seats will decrease. Okay. Total number of applicants for JEE mains exam 14 lakh plus all over India, whereas KCET only 3 lakhs. Okay. So competition is very low in case of KCET, whereas for competition is super high for JEE mains exam. Everyone in India actually aspiring to get these seats. It is all India level exam. As I said, this is all India level exam. So if you are appearing for JEE mains exam, you have to compete against the entire nation, entire country. Whereas if you are studying in Karnataka for more than 7 years, then definitely you can apply for KCET general quota seats, and there are some other quota seats as well. So if you are following one of those quotas, then you can definitely apply for KCET government seats. Now, question paper is difficult, very difficult, okay, and it is held across different number of days, different number of sessions. Okay, so each day there are 2 sessions. In the morning you have to write for 3 hours, in the evening someone else will come and write for 3 hours, and in during that 3 hour you have to write physics, chemistry, maths all together simultaneously. So one paper will be given to you, you have to answer 25 physics question, 25 chemistry question, 25 maths question. Okay, there is no gap between them. 3 hour time is given, some extra time is given also, but during that time you have to answer all these 3 papers. Whereas for KCET exam, if even if your suppose for example in JEE mains exam, if your mathematics paper is somewhat difficult and you have spent a lot of time answering that paper, and you didn't get the enough time to answer chemistry or physics paper, or you have some underconfidence happened during writing physics paper, okay, and because of that you get tensed and your chemistry and maths paper also got bad. So in that case, your overall performance will be bad, okay. And in case of KCET, question paper is very easy, not super easy, but relatively much easier compared to JEE mains exam, okay. So there is no comparison between JEE mains exam. If you are, so the question is, if I am preparing for JEE mains exam, will it help me in KCET exam? Maybe 10 to 20%, not more than that, because the level of question that is being asked in JEE mains is very, very high, and there is a high chance that actually you are not able to understand all those questions, all those answers, all those concepts, whereas KCET is very, very fundamental, where questions are mostly from understanding. If you have understood the chapter, you have read the chapter properly and understood the concept, you can answer that. But for JEE, you have to have the higher order thinking skills as well, and some applications, higher level application skills as well. So that's why I'm saying, if you prepare for JEE mains, that may not be helping you for KCET. KCET is a very particular exam, and JEE is also a particular exam. So those 2 exams preparation does not have any similarity. If you are preparing for JEE mains, prepare for JEE mains. If you are preparing for KCET, prepare for KCET. Completely, that will give you a better chance to scoring high in KCET exam. Also, this exam happens in 4 different shifts for 4 subjects. Okay, so in the morning shift, suppose you are writing biology or chemistry, in the evening shift you are writing mathematics, next day you coming back to the same center, and then you are writing chemistry and physics. So even if your one paper is bad, somehow your one paper is bad, then also it is does not matter. Even if you took some extra time while solving one paper, it does not affect your other paper, because you get a separate time for the other paper. Okay, so even if you are suppose you have not finished your mathematics paper properly, it took a little bit longer time. Now remember that the difficulty level, whatever you are facing, everyone is facing. Okay, there are some definitely some brilliant students, they will obviously will not affect by this kind of things. Otherwise, normal students, everyone, if you are facing an issue, that means everyone else is facing the same issue. Okay, so this is one thing. So even if you took some extra time while answering one paper, that will not affect, that will not spill over to the next paper. Okay, that is very much possible in JEE mains exam. One more thing is, only your performance in the exam matters. So whatever you are doing on the day of exam, that matters. But in case of KCET, even if your exam is average or just above average, your PU board result, if you are very strong in the subject, if you have scored well in the PU board, we will explain that in a while, then also you can score good marks, a good rank in KCET. Okay, so the exam is not the only thing. Your PU board preparation that you are currently preparing for, if you are a PU board student, or if you are a repeater, whatever marks you have scored during your PU board last year, that is also important. Okay, so both things are considered for KCET. One advantage of JEE mains is that it is conducted twice. Okay, twice a year. One you can appear in January, one you can appear in April, month of April. Okay, so there are only, this is the only advantage for JEE mains exam. Otherwise, there is no advantage for JEE mains exam. So if you are worrying about what to study, what to do after my PU is over, definitely try for KCET. There are very, very good colleges in KCET, and your future will be as same as JEE. Okay, in JEE mains, if you get selected in the top few, then your fees will be less. Okay, only that is the advantage, but otherwise career choice wise there is not much difference, unless and until you are very good at physics, chemistry, maths, and you want to do research in future. Otherwise you definitely go for KCET. If you want to do research, then either JEE mains or you can study general science. Otherwise KCET is a very 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 good choice, and you have to start preparing for that exam now. How we can prepare? Before we prepare, there are few points that we must remember about KCET exam. What are all those points? PU board marks are important to get a final CET rank. So PU board marks is very 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 important. 50% of the marks, 50% weightage is given to your PU board marks. Okay, so whatever scoring you are doing, suppose you are appearing for physics, chemistry, maths, engineering. We are primarily focused on engineering students. So if you are scoring 80% marks in PCM, that means your total score is about 240 already. So even before you have started writing your exam, you already scored out of 240 marks you have already scored, and 50% of that means by 2, that is 120 marks you have already scored even before you have started writing your exam. So PU board marks is very 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 important before you prepare for KCET exam. Next, during CET exam you have to write 60 questions in approximately 60 minutes. There will be some extra time given for you to mark the OMR sheet, etc. But you can count, you should not count that time right now. What you should focus on, answering 60 questions in 60-minute time. So if you are able to answer 60 questions in 60-minute time, you are good to go. Okay. Out of the 60 questions, 45 questions are from second year. So 45 questions are from second year. Okay. So you are answering 60 questions, and out of that 45 is second year. Second year, what is the advantage of that? That if you are currently studying in PU board, or if you have just passed from the PU board, you should know that whatever you have studied recently, okay, the last 1 year whatever you have studied, that is very 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 important. Okay, that is one advantage of KCET exam, not for JEE. Okay, JEE exam happens for all the subjects are same, all the chapters are same, and they are given equal weightage, so all the chapters are equally important. But in KCET you can easily see that your second year whatever you are currently studying is very very important. Remaining 15 questions are from first year. So whatever out of 60 questions, 45 is from second year, 15 is from first year. Okay. Next is 50% of the 60 questions are relatively easy. What is the meaning of relatively easy? If you study now, and if you complete all the chapters properly in a proper way, then you should be able to answer these 50 questions without any difficulty. 30% questions are medium. Again, if you are studying properly, these 30% should not be a challenge as well. Next, that means 30 questions are relatively easy, and about 15 questions are relatively medium. Okay, and 20% questions are relatively hard. That means another 12 to 15 questions are relatively hard. I am just this is a guessed number, this is not accurate, this number varies from year to year, but on an average you can see that almost 45 questions are easily answerable. 15 questions you need little bit of hard work. We will see while solving previous year papers in our future videos. There I will explain which questions are little bit difficult, which questions are relatively easy. That will be explained as well. Now 20% questions are hard. For that you have to put some effort. But if you are still starting now, today when you are watching this video, then this 20% questions, out of the 20% questions you should be easily able to answer. At least out of 15 questions you should be easily answer 10 questions. That is my guarantee if you are starting now. If you are waiting still that what should I do, then that is not my guarantee. Okay. Next is no negative marking in CET exam. Very 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 important point over JEE exam. JEE exam there is a negative marking. If you mark answer wrong, there will be -1, and for CET exam there is no negative marking. What is the advantage of that? Even if you don't know an answer, and or if you have run out of time by answering some critical questions, then also you can do some guesswork. And if you use your head, maybe a logical thinking and some smart guessing, then you still may be wrong, but it will not affect your final ranking, because that there will be no negative marking, right? Now let us look into the chapter wise analysis of trend. Okay, we call it trend analysis. Each chapter, how many question is coming from each of those chapter. That will help you to prepare, be ready which chapters are important, which chapters are medium important. That will give you a clear idea. So let's look into the 2024 exam now. There is a caution in 2024 exam. There are 9 questions which are out of syllabus and they are deleted later on, but we have included the number for the sake of calculation, so that you don't get confused. It will give you an idea about the importance of the chapter. Maybe that question was out of syllabus for 2024 exam, but the same weightage will be given in 2025 exam. So you should not discount that okay, this question is out of syllabus, so this chapter is not so important. No, okay, it will give you an idea about the importance of the chapter. So if you see, these are the first few chapters: units and measurement, motion in a straight line, motion in a plane, laws of motion, work energy, power, gravitation. All these chapters are one question, and system of particles and rotational motion, 2 questions. Okay, all these chapters are on an average coming 1 question. Some years they are skipped, except this motion in a plane chapter that used to be important, but recently the trend is showing that this chapter is no longer very important. Only 1 question is coming in recent times, but system of particles and rotational motion, 2 question is coming almost every year. Now another part of the second PU, mechanical properties of solid, mechanical properties of fluids, thermal properties of matter, thermodynamics, kinetic theory, oscillations and wave. All the chapters almost 1 question, except wave there is 2 question, but that is also not predictable. There is 1 year where there is no question. So on an average 1 question from all these chapters as well. Okay. Now second PU. Now we have arrived at second PU. As soon as we arrived at the second PU, see the first chapter, electric charges and field, 5 questions are here. So you can understand the importance of second PU chapters. Okay, electrostatic potential and capacitance, generally 3 to 4 questions comes, but this year only 1 question came from this chapter. Current electricity, 6 question came in 24. This is called God chapter. So this is one of the God chapter of physics for KCET 2025, because every year 6-7 questions is coming from this chapter. Maybe the number will increase in this year. Okay, moving charges and magnetism, another important, very important chapter, 4, 5, 4, 4. 5, 5, 5. So all the year 4 to 5 question is coming from this chapter. Magnetism and matter are one of the small chapter, 2 question is coming from there. Electromagnetic induction, another 2 question is coming from there. Alternating current, another important chapter, 4 question is coming. Electromagnetic wave, the smallest chapter of your second PU, only 1 question is coming from this chapter as expected. Ray optics and optical instrument, another super important chapter. Okay, this is the God number 2. 5 questions came in 24, 4 to 5 question is coming every year. Wave optics, another important, medium important chapter, 2 questions is coming. Dual nature of radiation and matter, medium important, 2 questions is coming. Atom, medium important, 3 question is coming. Nuclei, medium important, 2 to 3 question is coming every year. Semiconductor, another important chapter, 4 question is coming. Now in the chapter semiconductor, there is a caution that many questions in 2024 paper are out of syllabus because those part are deleted. One more thing, that deleted portion, some of the deleted portion are still included in JEE mains exam, that is not there in KCET. So whatever you are studying right now in your second PU, that is sufficient to clear KCET exam, but not JEE. JEE you have to study extra than your whatever you are studying. So I request you, think carefully, and if I am you, I would have preferred KCET over JEE mains exam. Okay. Now most important chapters for KCET. So most important chapters from where average more than 3 question is coming, that is we are calling most important chapters. Medium important chapters where average 2 to 3 question is coming, and less important chapters where less than 2 question is coming. So electric charges and field, electrostatic potential and capacitance, though 1 question came this year, it is important because other years 3 to 4 question is coming from this chapter. Current electricity, obviously the God chapter. Moving charges and magnetism, alternating current, ray optics and instruments. Okay, wave optics you can consider medium important, that is fine. Okay, dual nature, another medium to high important. Semiconductor electronics, another important chapter. Next is medium important chapter, magnetism and matter, electromagnetic induction, atoms, nuclei, motion in a plane, work, power energy, rotational motion, thermodynamics and kinetic theory. These are the medium important chapters. Less important chapters, electromagnetic induction, electromagnetic waves, physical world. Physical world chapter is deleted now. Units and measurement, motion in a straight line, laws of motion, gravitation, mechanical properties of fluids, solids, thermal properties of matter, oscillations and waves. These are the less important chapters. Now what we have to do, we have to divide all the chapters in 12 weeks, so that we complete all the chapters in 12 weeks, that is in 3 months. In 3 months time we have to complete all the chapters by studying ourselves. Okay, college will continue to teach you, okay, but you have to finish all the chapters yourself so that you are ready for your final exam, right? So 12 weeks, I am giving you 12 weeks parallel with college. Okay, parallel with college, some of the chapters you may have already completed, maybe not as KCET level, maybe already at board level. So if you are already at board level, that means 50% work is already done. So only remaining 50% work that you have to complete for KCET exam. For that I am giving you 12 weeks. Okay, you can judge yourself better. So board, if you have already completed all the board portions, all the concepts, all the derivations, then 50% work is done. Okay, not only for in terms of marks that you are going to score from that part, but also the preparation. 50% part is done, 50% some extra part you have to extra effort that you have to put. We'll explain what we have to do during that time. Okay, then we have to do a 4-week revision. Revision time, we will revise entire chapter, mock test, full syllabus. We have to write mock test for one more month, that is 4 weeks. And then obviously if you are a current PU board student, then you have to prepare for PU board for another 2 months. Okay, and mock test and final revision, that will be done in last 20 to 30 days between your PU and CET exam dates. Now let's look into the study plan, how we are going to study. Now if you say, sir, I have to prepare for PU board, I have to prepare for CET, how is that possible during the limited time that we have after college? I am giving a very clear cut plan how you can do both in this single study plan. So first is, every day you have to manage 2 hours every day. So if you are planning for CET exam, you just need to study for 2 hours every day. Now how you will, only physics, okay, this 2 hours is for physics. Chemistry, there will be another 2 hours, mathematics, there will be another 2 hours. Biology, if you are obviously preparing for CET exam, biology you can reduce to 1 hour. Okay, I know many of you are saying biology is my favorite subject, then you should appear for NEET exam. Okay, but the competition is super high in NEET, so be worried about that as well. Now so I am assuming that you are going to college for 6 hours, you are coming back, maybe TV or some games for 1 hour, then you have to focus on study. In between you can take some break, again after that you have to come back to study. Okay, 6 to 7 hours study at home, and 2 to 3 hours you can take some relaxation, and 8 hours of sleep. That should be your daily plan. Now every day invest minimum 2 hours to study physics after regular college, 1 hour study concepts and formulas. This 1 hour is for your PU board, where you study the chapter, you study the concepts, you study the formulas, and next 1 hour, whatever formulas, concept that you have learned, you have to go and practice previous year questions. So you have to buy a previous year question book. I will suggest all the books that you need to study from as well, and you have to go and find these PYQs and study from these PYQs, whatever concept formulas. If you have to see, okay, is this any question coming from this formula, if this any previous year questions from this chapter, see this part of the concept that you have studied. If there is no concept from this part, that means this part is not very important for KCET exam. That will also give you a clarity. That's why 1 hour you have to study the concept, practice the derivation, write down the formula. Once that is done, then you should write the PYQs related to the whatever part that you have studied. Every Sunday you have to revise the entire chapter, whatever you have studied so far, and then you have to write one mock test. How you can write mock test? You just open the PYQ book and write whatever questions is left, or whatever questions you erase everything, start from the fresh if you are able to write all the questions or not. So you have to do this way. Okay, this will help you to get ready for your final CET exam. Long holidays. What is long holidays? Long holidays like Ganesh Chaturthi, long holidays like Christmas, long holidays, there will be other long holidays, Dasera also. So during that long holiday time, what you have to do? You have to invest at least 3 to 4 hours. This during that time you are not going to college, so you are staying at home. Okay, don't waste entire day of playing cricket in the ground. In the morning, maybe 1 hour, 2 hour you can play cricket, but then you have to come back and focus on your study. 2 hours of study concepts and formulas, 2 hours for your PU board exam. Okay, this 2 hours is dedicated for PU board, and 1 to 2 hours revision of previous chapters. So 1 hour you will revise whatever you have studied so far in the last week or previous weeks, or something is left, some portion is left from the previous chapter, you can use that time 1 hour and 1 hour practice. 1 hour practice every day is very, very, very essential. That should be in your blood. Every day 1 hour I have to practice for competitive exam. Here CET exam. Okay, more you practice, better you will be prepared for the exam. Now, study strategy. While you are studying, what you have to do? When you are studying, first of all you have to prepare short notes so that you can revise the chapter quickly. These short notes, there are currently some books are also available on the market for the short notes. You can buy that, but I prefer written notes by myself so that I can write and I can read and I can understand myself quickly. So write short notes, list the formulas, key concepts, any concepts that you think, okay, this is the important concepts. Okay, I will explain how you can study from the book. I will explain that in a separate video. Now, studying the chapter for the first time, when you are studying the chapter for the first time, you have to list down these things. Next, this will help you to revise the chapters quickly. While you are revising, this will help you, okay, these are the formulas, these are the concepts that I have studied, okay, this is written by myself only, so this is the important thing. Attempt minimum 1 mock test per week. Try to write at least 1 mock test based on the chapter per week. As I suggested, on Sunday, you should try to write 1 mock test. Now, let us look into the detailed study plan, week on week study plan. You can start from this week itself and continue following the study plan. So, first is electric charges and fields. So, those who are already following my previous study plan, you don't need to change that. They can continue following whatever study plan I have shared in the past. If you have not yet started and if you are still in dilemma what to do, then after that, after watching this video, if you decide to study KCET, then you should start following this plan. Electric charges and fields, first week, along with units and measurement, the first chapter, first PU, very small chapter. Electrostatic potential and capacitance, motion in a straight line. Then week 3, we will study current electricity and motion in a plane. Week 4, again current electricity, as it is a God chapter and it takes longer time to answer all the questions. And then we will study with motion, laws of motion. Next, week 5, we will study moving charges and magnetism and work, power, energy and gravitation. These 2 chapters are from first PU, but your main focus should be on moving charges and magnetism. Again, week 6, moving charges and magnetism, and this is also an important chapter for PU as well as KCET. So, we have given 2 weeks for this chapter. Mechanical properties of solids and fluids, the first PU revision. Okay, magnetism and matter, electromagnetic induction, both chapters are small chapters. If you can revise them in a week, very good, along with rotational motion. Okay, next week 8, alternating current, another important chapter, along with thermal properties of matter. Okay, in week 9, we will study electromagnetic waves, very small chapter, but main focus should be on ray optics and optical instruments. And in the first PU, thermodynamics and kinetic theory. Week 10, we will study wave optics, oscillations and waves. Okay. In week 11, we will study dual nature of radiation and matter and atoms. This should be our main focus, and nucleus. Nucleus, some parts are deleted, so I have not given a high priority. You should be able to complete all these things in a week. Okay. In the last week, we will study semiconductor electronics. Okay. And after you have completed everything, some portion, I know some portions will be left, some portions, some doubts will be still there. You can ask and clear those doubts from your teachers, from me, or from teachers that you are personally involved in class or in personal capacity. You can ask them as well. Next is week 13 and week 14, you have to revise the most important chapters. Whatever portions is left, whatever doubts you still have, you have to clear this during this 2 weeks time. Next, week 15, medium important chapters you have to complete, and week 16, everything else, that is less important chapter, any doubts, any clarity that you needed, everything should be completed by 16th week. By 16th week, you should be confident that I have completed everything, I am ready for the exam. But that is not yet. 4 weeks you have to start practicing that exam. During that time, Diksha Karnataka will bring a test series. You can participate in that test series and improve your skills. Okay. So, you have to manage your time better during that preparation time. Learn from your mistakes, where you are making mistakes, why your answers you thought okay, it is correct, but you are not getting the marks, why that answer you have answered wrong. You have to clear, you have to ask those questions in your mind and clear your mind. Revise the parts which you think you are weak. So when you are studying, you know, as a student, you know that okay, this part is I am weak on. Okay, I have to study, I have to clear the concept on this part. So you have to clear that part as well. Now, next part, what you have to do during next 6 to 8 weeks, you have to prepare for your PU board. You cannot ignore your PU board for KCET, because KCET has a 50% weightage on PU board. So your PU board should also be very, very important during 2 weeks, and during 8 weeks. You have to finish everything on related to PU. Okay, we will also bring a PU series where you can score 80% marks in a very short amount of time. We will bring that series as well. So keep us following, keep subscribe to the channel, and keep following us so that you don't miss out on any updates. Okay, next is repeater should continue with the revision of mock test. If you are a repeater, then you should continue with revision and your mock test, and final revision crash course mock test that should be done in the last 30 days, last 20 to 30 days once your PU board is over. Okay, that should be done in final revision phase. Next is target KCET 2025. What should be your target for CET 2025 exam? Let's look into that briefly. So minimum score to get under 1K rank, you have to at least try and achieve 45 to 50 marks in physics to get a rank around 1K. Okay, 1K means 1000. PU board marks PCM should be around 250 marks. So I already told you that that is like 85% marks. If you score 85% marks, I know many of you are aiming for 90% marks, but on an average, is some paper, some question paper is a little difficult. In that case, 250 should be your target in your head. You have to have a target in your head. Okay. Next is average marks in maths and chemistry should be 40 to 45. It's not much, but you can score better. Better the marks, higher will be your rank. Okay. In KCET 24, physics had the highest possible scoring options of 51. So if you see 2024 question paper, there are many questions which are out of syllabus questions, right? So there are almost 40 questions which are considered to be out of syllabus. Out of that, only physics had maximum number of scoring questions, that is 51. Okay, 51 questions were correct. 51 questions, if you answered all the question correctly, you could have scored maximum for 51 marks. Whereas in chemistry and math, maximum marks that you could score is 45. Okay, I think one is 40, another one is 45. So maximum marks was possible only in physics. So do not ignore physics. If the tide turns and somehow again some mishap happens, then physics will ultimately save you. Don't forget that. Okay. Now let's look into the 10-pointer road to success. What are the 10 points? First, you have to practice. More you practice, you will become perfect. Practice makes a human perfect, right? So more you practice, better you will be. Follow the study plan. Any plan is better than no plan, right? So you have to follow the study plan. You can make a study plan on your own as well, but the well curated study plan that I have shared is very well thought of. So you can follow that study plan rather than making your own study plan. Revise important chapters before exam. Very important. We have given you the list of important chapters. You can go back and take the screenshot of that chapters, and you have to revise them before exam. That's the day before exam. What chapters you have to study? You have to revise the important chapters first. Okay. Next is attempt mock test chapter wise and full syllabus. So I have shared the plan where you have to write mock test weekly once, and during the mock test phase where every chapter is completed, revised, during that time you have to write mock test on full syllabus. Okay. Focus on easy and medium. This is the exam tip, pro exam tip. While you are writing the exam, maybe it is a mock test, maybe it is a final KCET exam, you have to focus on medium questions first. Okay. Easy and medium questions first. So easy and medium questions, whatever questions you think this is easy, this is medium, I can answer them with little bit of effort, then you should answer them first. If you think this question is little bit hard, then you have to mark the questions for review to revisit them later. Okay, whatever questions is little bit hard, you have to mark them. Okay, this question is hard, I will not answer it right now, I will try it later on if I get time. So you have to mark those questions for review. So time management is important. You have to write, you have to practice 60 questions in 60 minutes. Whatever extra time you will get, that time you can ensure to mark the OMR sheet, because not everyone is familiar with marking with the OMR sheet. So even if you are practicing OMR sheet, the OMR sheet that you will get during the exam is slightly different, so it will take some time. Okay. Learn the tricks and shortcut to answer quickly. The more practice you will do, you will learn more tricks, you will learn more shortcuts that will help you to answer these questions very quickly. Read the question paper completely before answering. Very important. I have seen students answering questions without even writing the question paper, without reading the question paper. Okay, some, if you are like them, I have no issues, but then you are leaving the marks on the exam hall itself, right? So unless you are one of those 1 2 3 4 5 6 counting like that and then randomly answering it, okay. Otherwise, if you are studying, then you should read the question paper properly before answering. Okay, sometimes the question is given such a way that it may appear very hard, but actually it is a very simple question. Okay, and for that you have to use logical thinking, right? If the question is appearing hard but it is actually easy question, if you use your head, if you use logical thinking, that question you can answer quickly, right? So use the logical thinking. Now if you have liked our video, don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss out on any KCET 2025 related videos. Thank you for watching.